In my previous videos, I have shown you how to make an LM386 audio amplifier, how to read the datasheet and to make the schematic and the PCB using Eagle EDA, and finally to make the hardware using the necessary components. As you can see here, both the videos are given in the description, so you should definitely watch these videos. And in this video today I will be using this circuit to take the power measurements, and for taking power measurements I will be having a 4 ohm load and then 8 ohm load, and I will be also having a power supply, an adjustable power supply, and I will adjust the power supply for this circuit to 6 ohms, 9 volts and 12 volts. So I will be providing this power supply and attaching the respective loads. I will be getting the respective power measurements from this circuit. So for getting the power measurements, use of the wire-wound resistor is the most recommended, since these are the non-inductive pure resistive loads, and also the noise performance is the best since the wire-wound resistor provides the least noise while the carbon resistor provides the highest amount of noise. But these resistors can be an expensive one and you may not get in every hardware store easily. So I will be sticking to this carbon resistor for the time being. Now the carbon resistor with the gold tolerance band, you have the least accuracy, but these resistors are dirt cheap. So for just an instantaneous power measurement and for a quick power measurement, and since this amplifier is a very low watt amplifier, so this will not pose a serious problem for our power measurement. These resistors for the time being will fulfill our job just fine. So I will be sticking to these resistors, and you can get them from your local hardware store at dirt cheap price. Now I will be using 1 ohm and a 2.2 ohm resistor. Combine them in series gives a series resistance of 3.2 ohms, but since these have the gold tolerance band, so therefore taking up the inaccuracy, you can find that they have an equivalent series resistance of approximately 3.8 to 4 ohms. Similarly, if you take two 1 ohm and two 2.0 ohm resistor, so therefore combining them in series will give an actual resistance of approximately 6.4 ohms. But if you take the multimeter and you will measure that, they can give a series resistance of around 7.5 to 8 ohms. So I will be using this resistor, and also you have also seen on the screen that how the multimeter shows the reading as we combine them in series. So I will be using these carbon resistors to make up the load. Now while talking about power, you should be very much clear that we can have two kinds of power. One is the peak power and other is the RMS power. Now as you can see from a typical sine wave picture, this one is the V peak and this one is the V RMS, and you know the relation V RMS equal to V peak by root 2. Now P peak, the peak power equal to V square by R, where V is the V peak, and P RMS, the RMS power, is the V RMS square by R. So putting the formulas, you can get P RMS equal to P peak by 2. So RMS power equal to peak power by 2. So I will be calculating both this RMS power as well as the peak power, and the V peak can be easily found out using a DSO. So DSO is the very important tool for us. Using the DSO we can get the sine wave, and then we can calculate the V peak, and I will now show you on the DSO, and I will be having the full experimental setup for getting the power supply. So let's see that. So this is the whole experimental setup. The amplifier is sitting here. This is the DSO. This is the function generator on my smartphone. QSoft dual channel function generator. Link will be in description for you to download this app. This is a very useful app. And the power supply, as you can see here. Now I will show you to take one reading for a particular load value and with a supply voltage, and similarly you can take the all other readings for different values of loads and supply voltages. So in this case I have set this power supply to 6 volts, and the 8 ohm load is connected here. You can see the 8 ohm load, and the probe is connected, the DSO probe is connected to the load. Now what I will do is that I will set this function generator. You can see the sine waveform generation mode, and the frequency is set to 1 kHz and the amplitude is set to maximum. So I will here you can see the output button. So I will now output the waveform. So now to see the screen of the scope, you can see the clean waveform appearing here. Now what I will show you is that if you increase the volume of your smartphone, you will see the waveform will get distorted. Since this is the amplifier's, it is crossing the amplifier's limit to amplify, so the waveform will get clipped. Now again I am reducing the volume, so now you can see again the faithful amplification. Now what we need to do is that we need to find the optimum point after which the waveform will get clipped. So you need to find that voltage value beyond which the waveform will get clipped off. So I will be now taking a screwdriver, and here you can see the gain potentiometer. Here you can see the gain potentiometer in the circuit. So I will slowly use this screwdriver to set the waveform to an optimum shape beyond which the waveform will get clipped off. So I have decreased the gain. Now I am again increasing. Now see the waveform is now getting distorted. It is better to zoom in the waveform for a better view. So now let's again slowly adjust. So this looks like the most optimum point. So at this position it is looking the most optimum point beyond which the waveform will get distorted. So now let's properly position the cursors so that you can see the difference between these two cursors, and you can get the value. So adjusting cursor A, now adjusting cursor B, set it at the base level. So okay, now you are getting 1.8 volts. So from this point to this point, it is measuring as 1.8 volts. So 1.8 volts is the VP. So VP is equal to 1.8 volts. So 1.8 volts squared divided by load impedance, which is 8 ohm in our case. So the value of 1.8 squared divided by 8 will give the value of the power. For load of 8 ohms set at 6 volts. So similarly you can try for different voltage levels and for different load values. So you can do the experiment in a similar manner. You just need to set the waveform at such a level beyond which the waveform will get clipped off. So after you set that optimum level, you need to measure the voltage from the base level to the crest, record that, take that reading, and apply the formula for peak power and RMS power. So either of the value you will need, so you can get the value like that. All necessary calculations will be given in the description below, so no need to worry about. So in a similar manner, I have varied the supply from 6 volts to 9 volts and 12 volts, and then varied the load impedance from 4 ohm to 8 ohms, and then calculated the B peak using the DSO, and then calculated the peak power as well as the RMS power. I have shown you one reading, this one. I have shown you this reading, and using the similar manner, you can find out all the readings corresponding to the load and the supply voltages. So this is the final power values I have got, so you can see them clearly. So our experiment was successful, and we have got the power measurements from the circuit. You can also tally these power measurements using the data sheet. It will be an exercise for you. You can tally this and see that whether these are closely matching from the data sheet or not. So this is an exercise for you. So thank you for watching this video. For any confusion, please comment down below. I will definitely try to help you out. So please like, share and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next time.